Imagine an ancient Mongol warlord staring at a map of the known world, calculating how to use massive landlocked terrain to crush his enemies. Now, consider that exact same predatory math being applied to the glowing smartphone that's currently sitting in your pocket. In 1919, a British geographer named Halford Mackinder laid out a chilling premise. He argued that geography, not culture or politics, serves as the ultimate crystal ball for power. Mackinder summarized this in a famous triad. Whoever rules East Europe commands the Heartland. Whoever rules the Heartland commands the world island, the connected masses of Europe, Asia, and Africa. And whoever rules that world island commands the world. This theory shocked the British Empire. Policymakers in London assumed they were the center, but Mackinder proved they were actually living on a distant, vulnerable outer rim of human history. The math favored the center. The world island held 7/8 of the human population and the vast majority of global resources. If a single power managed to unify it, they would simply outproduce and eventually overwhelm every other nation on Earth. This geographical logic didn't die with the age of empires. It became the Cold War blueprint, and today it explains the invisible war for human attention. For centuries, the coastal rimlands dominated the world using naval power. As this battleship represents, sea travel allowed empires like Britain to bypass land defenses and strike anywhere with incredible flexibility. But the Navy had a wall at the Heartland. Look at this aerial view of the rugged mountain ranges and ice that wall off the center of Eurasia. For a sailor, this was an impenetrable natural fortress. Mackinder believed as technology evolves, it shifts the strategic value of the land beneath our feet. The steam engine allowed land powers to lay rails across the flat steppes of the Heartland. Suddenly, trains could move armies and heavy artillery faster than any ship, shifting the strategic advantage away from the coast and back to the center. In our century, the digital map moved past mountains and rivers. The new Heartland is no longer made of dirt, it is built of data. Modern philosophical texts suggest that we are currently undergoing a rewrite of human geography more extreme than the invention of the train. The ultimate strategic prize is now an invisible space known as the cognitive Heartland. We can map Mackinder's logic directly onto the digital world. These physical mountain barriers morph into the walled-off, opaque architecture of an artificial intelligence algorithm. This digital fortress functions as a black box. Its internal parameters and training data remain hidden and inaccessible to the public, much like the Arctic ice once protected the physical Heartland. The billions of users consuming feeds on their devices are the new rimland populations, vulnerable to whatever is launched from the center. In this era, the struggle isn't over finding information, but over how that information is sorted. Whoever controls the filtering determines what a population believes is true. Controlling the AI models allows for invisible, targeted strikes directly into the minds of the digital rimlands, shaping perception before a user even realizes they are being influenced. Historically, knowledge was hoarded by priests and monarchs. The printing press, seen here, broke that monopoly by decentralizing information and putting books into the hands of the masses. Today, we face a countermove called intellectual enclosure. While you feel like you're browsing freely, algorithms narrow your pathways, corralling your attention toward conclusions owned by a handful of corporations. We begin to run on a downloaded operating system. This lack of internal logic creates deep psychological friction, manifesting as societal neuroses and collective guilt as our beliefs become unmoored from reality. This isn't just a metaphor. These server racks represent the physical scale of the algorithmic black box. The cognitive Heartland requires a massive industrial footprint to sustain its influence over our minds. We are moving toward one of three futures: a virtual utopia, a passive dystopia, or a pantopia, a place where knowledge is truly synthesized and decentralized once again. Achieving this pantopia requires us to upgrade our human software. This means taking aggressive, conscious control over your intellectual diet, rather than letting the algorithms serve you whatever keeps you clicking. The map is being drawn right now. You can either be a digital serf, passively corralled by the central models, or you can build your own defenses against the invisible strikes of the cognitive heartland.